Hey Plant Fam! I am out in what is mostly left of my greenhouse. Since the winter storm took it out, I have just a shade cloth in here. But this is where I keep most of my personal plants or anything that I'm trying to grow really big, because this gets the best light. It would be full sun, but I use this 90% shade cloth to really give it a bright indirect vibe. So I keep my props out here, a lot of things that I'm rehabbing, because, you know, it takes one to know one, and I can only advise you on how to bring your plants back to life because I have plenty myself, and that's how I know what they look like when they're if you get my drift. So I'm going to show you a couple of the plants that I have out here. Some things that I'm growing up to sell. A lot of just different things. Sometimes like other plants fall into pots and I just allow them to do their thing. Look at this beautiful Tropic Marianne. This is how like some of the more mature leaves look. Let's see if I can pull it into some brighter light for you. Oh yeah, look at the cream on that. That's beautiful. Look at this pretty prop coming into play. Beautiful variegation on those. These are some that I have chopped up and put right into soil because I'm bougie like that. And that's just what I do after propping for such a long time. But you want to make sure to keep your props, if you are doing it that way, in something really small. Whoop, see, this guy's not all the way rooted in. But you can see they're just rooting right into soil. I'll fix you later, guy. I hope I remember that. Somebody make sure I remember that. And then these little guys even have some new growth on them. Ooh, sorry. Oh, that beautiful pink color. This is a Hoya. I definitely like to prop Hoyas into soil because it's easy. Look, something didn't make it. I don't know. But even I can't grow everything all of the time. I mean, most of the time, sure. I do have a lot of succulents in here because I don't often bring them out anymore. This beautiful little flame violet growing up. Now, guys, look at this ring of fire that I have. Let's see if I can bring it into some good lighting for you. Check this, guys. I've never really had that many ring of fires, but is this why they call it a ring of fire? I should know that, don't you think? But this has been getting really strong, like I said, bright indirect light with that, because it would be in full sun, but it's got a shade cloth over here. Look at that, guys. What do you think? Is that why they're calling it ring of fire? Because if you give it a lot of light, this is what it's looking like. I'm probably going to chop this guy soon. Like I said, a lot of times I keep my props or personal plants. I guess this is one of my personal plants. It's got some beautiful variegation on there. Obviously, some beautiful coloring. Oh, let's see. Got some heart ferns growing up. Those are some nice props. Sometimes they don't look as great, and sometimes they don't turn out well. Let's see. That one might be gone. And see, whenever my prop doesn't turn out well, a lot of them do. You can't expect all of them to. I put them in this pile right here of pots that I'm going to recycle, but I kind of think something might grow out of them. And earlier today, I found this purple shamrock. Pretty guy. That was in my little bucket of death. And now it can go back into the props. Look at that. You never know how something's going to turn out. And also maybe something fell in there. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you're propping plants. Sometimes it's not beautiful. Sometimes these are beautiful. Look at that. They bloomed. Sometimes they just look a little ugly before they're going to look really beautiful. This pothos I have is growing into everybody. That guy needs to be handled. You're getting unruly in here. Look, it's rooted into something. Sometimes they root into the table. I love these guys. They're very interesting. Let's see if I can show you their foliage. Bear with me because I can barely see anything. It's still quite bright in here. These string of hearts just climbing all over the place. See, they do really like to climb. So sometimes they won't do well just hanging. This is a ficus that I have in rehab. I'm probably gonna come in and just like, because that's what I do when I get crazy and manic. I just come here and chop things up. Ah! Look at this calathea that I'm bringing back from the dead. This is a network. Yeah, you can just cut them all the way back, all their little angry leaves, and water them well. Set them aside, let them think about what they've done. This is one of my mother aloes I just recently repotted, and since I divided a bunch of the little babies off of it and put those in little pots, remember, because they had little roots. And since I divided this big guy, I downsized this pot as well because it didn't have as many roots from me taking all the little babies off. And look, it's already got some babies in there. She is definitely a mother. I know I sound like I'm breathing heavily, and it is because I am. It is very hot. Why do I wait until like 1:30 in the day to come out here and play in the full sun? Who knows? It's probably because someone else has my child. Look at this little cactus. And you know, if you have kids, whatever time is whatever time. I do have somebody's cat that keeps coming in here and knocking over all of my guys. So, I have to make sure I come in here. This guy's growing all kinds of ways. Look at this. I might just have like a greenhouse sale of wonky guys for like $3 and such. I feel like that's a great way to get rid of some of my, see, this is all down here. Look at this. Kitty, figure out how to walk more gracefully, please. I like the cat though because it helps me with other little nuisances like mice. I don't really have a problem with those. I do have a couple of snakes that I run into. This guy can be fine, guys. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him at all. Yeah, so I was just showing y'all some of what it looks like in my very hot makeshift greenhouse that did get destroyed in our weird snowstorm. I've planned for a lot of storms in the greenhouse, but you know, honestly never really planned for the snowstorm. I should have come out here and beat the snow off of it. That would have helped greatly, but I did not. And we all learned it really was due to be replaced this year anyway, so I'm not too heartbroken about it. Though, you know, we would always love to keep using things if we could. I will show you a few last little beauties while I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. Check out this beautiful Mickey. Oh, don't think that you are able to see it. Let's see. This beautiful Mickey Alocasia I got. See, it's coming back. It was a little cheapie that I was able to get from a friend. Super excited about that. So these are some little cheapies I have. And like I said, maybe we should have a live from the shade house for some little cheap props. Some things that need to be divided. Look at that beautiful coloration. Yep, this is just like work for me, guys. Thanks for joining me from the greenhouse. Have a good weekend, plant fam.